Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Monday, September 4th. It's Labor Day today, so for today's main slate actually starts at 1 o'clock. And that is the slate that I'm going to be covering in the vid. After I do cover this slate, though, I will go over the 5-game night slate. I'll briefly go over that. But since the main slate is the 1 o'clock slate, that's the slate we will be focusing on. It starts at 1 o'clock, the Milwaukee-Cincinnati game. That's the first game on the main slate. And then the last game is at 4:40. That's the Padres and the Cardinals. So those games from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, that's the main slate for today. Since it is Labor Day and people are off of work, MLB, they always do this. They'll have most of their games during the day, so people can watch the day games. People can play some daily fantasy. So most of the video will be on the main slate, but after I do cover this slate, like I said, I'll quickly go over the 5-game night slate that starts at 7, just in case if people are watching this after the main slate starts and they do want to play that 5-game night slate, I will briefly go over that. So yeah, but before we get started, I do want to let you guys know, if you missed it, on Saturday I uploaded my NFL Week 1 video. Be sure to check that out if you did miss it. I will put a link in the description so you can just click on it after you get done watching this video. I will still be making MLB videos even when NFL is going on. I'm not sure how frequently I'll be doing MLB videos. I probably won't be doing them every single day, but at least probably 3 or 4 days a week I'll have an MLB video up. And then for my NFL videos, I think I'll be uploading those every Thursday. So after this week, every Thursday I'll put up my NFL video. And then I'll try and get up some MLB videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday. I'll try and do some MLB vids for those of you that are playing MLB. I will still be playing MLB on the weekdays, but obviously the weekends, my focus on the weekends is going to be on NFL. But I'll still be grinding out MLB during the weekdays, and then on the weekends be focusing on football. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started on this slate. Alright, so just looking at pitcher today. Up top, we have two stud pitchers, two guys over 10K. We got Carlos Martinez going up against the Padres and Jake Arrieta against Pittsburgh. I do really like one of these guys. I actually like both of them. But Jake Arrieta, I just don't want to pay $11,400 for Arrieta. I know he's been really solid lately, but I just don't like paying that price tag for him. I would much rather spend up for Carlos Martinez, who is in a really good spot, going up against a Padres team that strikes out a ton versus right-handed pitching. Like I said, really good spot for Carlos Martinez. If you just look at splits versus righties in the last 30 days, the Padres, they're striking out 5th most, striking out 24.2% of the time. They're only hitting a 236 average and a 303 WOBA versus righties in the last 30 days. Both of those numbers are towards the bottom of the league. So obviously, it's a really good spot for Carlos Martinez. He is really expensive at $11,800. But I think there is plenty of value today. There's a really cheap stack I like that makes it pretty easy to fit in Cardmart. So I think you do want to pay up for him today. If you also look at Vegas lines, Cardmart, a nice favorite at -153. The Padres implied run total is only at 3.6 runs. So Cardmart also has that going for him. I just think he's in a really good spot here against a Padres team that strikes out a lot, and it's an offense you're not really going to fear. I think we can easily get 20 DraftKings points from Cardmart, and he definitely has 30-point upside in this spot. So I'm going to be locking him in today as my SP1 for 11,800. And then for my SP2, there are actually multiple SP2s I like. Trevor Bauer was one guy I did like, but he's kind of a little bit expensive. I don't really want to pay 8.8 for him when we spent 11,800 for Cardmart. Don't really want to spend almost 9K on our SP2. So I'm going to be looking a little bit cheaper in the 7K range. I really like Rafael Montero today at 7,400 going up against the Phillies. Montero, I don't think I've ever rostered this guy this year, but he's actually been pretty solid as of late. He's had some really good games, and he is in a really good spot here against a Phillies team that strikes out a lot, and that doesn't hit righties that well either. So far in the last 30 days, they're striking out second most in the league, striking out 26.1% of the time. They're hitting a 252 average and a 311 WOBA versus righties. Both of those numbers are about middle of the pack. So this really isn't an offense you're going to fear, and they do strike out a lot. So I think this is a good spot for Montero. And he also has Vegas backing him up here. The Phillies' run total is only at 4 runs, which is pretty low. So Montero is getting the respect from Vegas. I think he's going to have a pretty good game here. We saw him just absolutely mow through Cincinnati in his last game out. Pitched 8 1/3 innings, got 8 strikeouts in that game. finished with 34 DraftKings points. So Montero, he definitely has the upside. He has Flash K potential this year. Going up against a Phillies team that strikes out a lot, I think Montero's going to have a really good game today. So I'm going to be plugging him in as my SP2 for 7,400. When we go with Carmar and Montero as our two pitchers, we're still left with 38.50 per player, which can easily be worked around today. Like I said, there is a really cheap stack I like, and I will be getting exposure to that offense in my 5 plays. So going with Carmar and Montero still leaves us decent salary. But the first guy I like from the cheap offense, or from the cheap stack I really like today, this cheap stack I like is the Brewers. And I'm going to be getting exposure to their offense with Neil Walker today at 3,700 going up against Homer Bailey. I think the Brewers are in a really good spot here, going up against Homer Bailey in the Great American Ballpark, a very hitter-friendly park. A lot of the Brewers hitters are very, very cheap. Pretty much all their hitters are nearly under 4K, even the really good ones. Like Ryan Braun, he's only 3.7. Neil Walker's obviously 3.7. Travis Shaw's only 3.9K. So there is a lot of value in this Brewers lineup. They're in a really good spot here against Homer Bailey. Homer Bailey just not a good pitcher. I've been picking on him all year, and it has worked out. So far this year versus lefties, the dude's allowing a 366 WOBA. And if you look at home runs, you look at his home and road splits, he gives up a ton of home runs at home in Cincinnati because that ballpark's so hitter-friendly. And he's going to be pitching in Cincinnati today. At home in Cincinnati, he's given up a 2.13 home run per 9. So he gives up a lot of home runs in that ballpark. And he also gives up a lot of hard contact as well. 54% medium contact and 30% hard contact to lefties. So I really like this spot for Neil Walker. He's also got some BVP going for him today. And it's a pretty decent sample size. The average isn't great. He's 7 for 30 against Homer Bailey. Only a 233 average. But of those 7 hits, 3 of those hits were home runs. So he has taken Homer Bailey deep 3 times in the past. I think Neil Walker could definitely hit a home run here. And given that his price tag is just $3,700, I really like him for value today. So if you're looking to go cheap at second base, I like Neil Walker today at $3,700. And then for my final 2 plays, we're going to be going to the outfield. The first guy I like is going to be Jay Bruce at 4,200, going up against James Shields. James Shields, another pitcher that I've been picking on all year, and it's worked out most of the time. And I definitely think it's going to work out today. I love this Indians stack today. Some of their hitters are pretty expensive, but there is some value in the Indians lineup. Bradley Zimmer, a guy I was really looking at. He's projected to bat second. He's only 4.1K. Jay Bruce 4.2. Santana's only 4.4. So there's definitely some value in this Indians lineup. They do have one of the highest totals on the slate at 5.8 runs. They're in a really good spot against James Shields. Shields, he's just really struggled to lefties this year. So far to lefties, he's allowed a 424 WOBA on the year. And he also gives up a ton of home runs to lefties, a 3.38 home run per 9 to left-handed hitters. And he also gives up a lot of hard contact as well, 46% medium contact and 33% hard contact. So love this spot for the Indians. Love Jay Bruce today at just 4,200. I definitely think he's too cheap for the matchup. I'll take anybody at 4,200 going up against James Shields, especially a guy like Jay Bruce that has home run potential. He's already hit 33 bombs this year. He could definitely add to that total today. So I like Jay Bruce. Looking for a mid-range play in the outfield. I definitely think you should consider him at 4,200. And then for my final play, another value play I like from the Brewers today is Ryan Braun at just 3,700, getting a matchup against Homer Bailey. Now, same thing goes for Braun as it does for Walker. Homer Bailey, just not a good pitcher, really struggles to lefties and righties. And I also think Ryan Braun is just way too cheap today at 3,700 given the matchup. He has hit Homer Bailey really well in the past, and it's a really big sample size. Braun has seen Homer Bailey 41 times, and in those 41 at-bats, he has 14 hits. 7 of those 14 hits have been extra base hits, and 3 of them have been home runs. So he's 14 for 41 against Homer Bailey with a 341 average and 3 home runs. So Ryan Braun's hit him very well in the past. I don't think anything's going to change today. Really like Ryan Braun, looking for some value in the outfield. I just think he's too cheap today given the matchup, especially playing at Cincinnati, one of the best hitters' parks. I think Ryan Braun, the Brewers just in general as a team, I think they're going to put up the runs today. So you're going to want to get exposure to that offense. And I'm going to be doing that with Ryan Braun at 3,700. And yeah, guys, so these are my 5 plays for the 1 o'clock main slate. I went with Carlos Martinez, Rafael Montero, Neil Walker, Jay Bruce, and Ryan Braun. When we go with these 5 guys in our lineup, we're still left with 38.40 remaining per player, which you shouldn't have a problem working around today. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 1 o'clock main slate. Now I'm going to quickly go over the night slate that starts at 7 for those of you that are planning to play that. So yeah, good luck to those who are playing this 1 o'clock main slate. Let's go ahead and transition to the night slate. Alright guys, so for those of you that are playing this 5-game night slate, these are the 5 plays that I'll be running out. I didn't want to pay $11,100 for Barrios today, so I actually went a little contrarian. I'm not sure if Robbie Ray, if he'll be highly owned on this slate, but I think he's going to have a really good game against the Dodgers. He's faced this team a ton this year. He's had really good games, and especially since this game's in LA. Robbie Ray, he'll be out of Arizona, get to travel to a really good pitcher's park. I think Robbie Ray has a really good game today. We know this guy has really good strikeout stuff, so I went with him as my SP1. Alex Cobb, really like him at just 7,700. The guy's been really consistent as of late. He's had multiple games. I believe he's put up like 4 straight games with double digits. And at just 7,700, pitching at home in Tampa Bay against a Minnesota team that will strike out. I definitely think Alex Cobb's going to have a good game here. So I plugged him in as my SP2 at 7,700. Ryan Zimmerman, went with him at first base for value. He's going to be going up against Adam Conley, and Adam Conley just sucks. He gives up a ton of hard contact to righties, and he will give up home runs. So I really like Ryan Zimmerman getting the platoon advantage, getting to face the lefty. He does hit lefties well. So I rolled with him at first base for some value. Eduardo Nunez, went with him at second base for 4,300, also getting the platoon advantage against J.A. Happ. The Red Sox, they do have the highest total on this night slate, so I think you are going to want to get exposure to the Red Sox. So I did that with Eduardo Nunez for just 4,300. Definitely think he's going to have a very solid game. And then my final play was in the outfield. Value play I liked was Christian Yelich at just 3,700. I just think he's too cheap. He's going to be going up against A.J. Cole, I believe. And A.J. Cole, just not a good pitcher, really struggles to lefties. So also really like Christian Yelich as a value play you can consider in the outfield. I think the Marlins, Red Sox, and Nationals are probably the teams you want to target for your bats. They all get really good matchups, so definitely get exposure to all of those offenses. That's what I did in this 5. Got some Washington, got some Boston, and got some Miami. Like all 3 of those teams. But yeah, so these are my 5 plays for the night slate. I went with Robbie Ray, Alex Cobb, Ryan Zimmerman, Eduardo Nunez, and Christian Yelich. When you plug these 5 in your lineup for the night slate, you're still left with 39.60 remaining per player, which you shouldn't have a problem working around, so you can definitely build a lineup around this 5. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you did enjoy. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. We'll be doing MLB videos along with NFL. I did upload my NFL video for week 1 on Saturday, so if you did miss that, be sure to check it out. So yeah, I'm rolling out a ton of content for you guys. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you never miss out on any videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck on whatever slate you play on, guys. Peace.